how to contests. I'm the president and co-founder of Second Street Media. We work with many in the magazine and media space more broadly to help them with online promotions as a whole. We've got a handful of products that we work with in terms of media around promotions. One we'll really focus on today is contesting, and we have our YouPick'em platform. We also have the largest private label deals platform for media companies. We have our own proprietary email system, our eBlast engine, and we also have a product called My Capture that focuses on photo commerce as a whole. And we're fortunate to work with many companies across different platforms in online promotions, certainly Facebook, the web, your phones, tablets, etc. It's such an exciting space, and there's so many opportunities that are emerging around it. And as I said, we're very fortunate to work with over 2,400 media companies from across the country, in North America as well, Canada, and the United States. Many of them are niche companies, whether they be magazines, different niche expertises, or local media companies as a whole. So we want to talk about contests, and contests is something that we have a great deal of experience with here at Second Street. We've done over 60,000 contests with over 1,600 partners that over 10 million people participate. And what's really exciting about contests is they really fit into a big trend around promotions that I think is really critical for media companies to understand. And the chart here I have is from Burrell Associates. And Burrell Associates is a digital media analyst company. And this is a chart that kind of meshes together the actual results in terms of ad spend online over the past 4 years, and then Burrell's projections going forward. So if you look back, the blue line here represents online advertising spending, and certainly that has become a very, very significant opportunity. It's really averaged around over $40 billion today. But one of the things you'll notice is the growth has stagnated over the years and is projected to grow a little bit, but for the most part continue to stagnate going forward. The red bar that you see here are promotions. So these are things like contests or coupons or deals, the kinds of things that are interactive for a consumer with a brand. So this voting in a contest, entering a contest, sharing a contest, interacting directly with that brand. And this is where the advertising spend is just absolutely exploding. This was about $16-17 billion in 2008. You'll see in 2012 it's nearing the size of online advertising, banner spending, Google ad spending, etc. It will exceed it in 2014. And by 2016, Burrell anticipates this will be over $72 billion being directed into online promotion. So there's a shift going on right now in terms of where advertisers are spending their money. They're looking to take advantage of the internet as a lean-forward medium, and contests are a great example of something that's perfectly situated for the internet. It's something that you can't lean back and do it when you're reading your magazine, but when you're online, you can, as I said, enter that contest, you can vote in a contest, you can share a contest. It's all there. The interactivity of the internet is perfect for contesting. So today I want to really talk about why contests. Contests help you do a variety of things that are critical not only to driving revenue for your business, but growing the basic foundation of your digital business overall. So first and foremost, contests are huge in terms of building audience. Particularly user-generated contests drive incredible numbers of page views, unique visitors. They just really overall drive the awareness of your website as a whole and your advertisers. Second thing they do, and critically, and what we really want to talk about today, is they help you generate revenue through sponsorship and ad revenues. As I said, this is what advertisers are looking for. They don't necessarily want to just buy a static banner anymore. They're looking to be a part of a promotion as a whole. The nice thing about contests is that while they drive audience and you can sell sponsorships around them, They also generally require some form of registration. So they're incredible ways to build your email database, to generate leads for yourself and your advertisers potentially as well. We've seen contests that have had north of 100,000 registered users participate in them. They're just an incredible way to grow your email database. And beyond your email database, it's also now your social database. As these contests run through Facebook, they grow your Facebook likes, then grow your advertiser Facebook likes, which is something we're going to talk about in our next presentation with Shweiki in the coming months. So about sponsored contests, and we're going to talk about some examples around sponsored contests. We're going to talk about some steps in selling sponsored contests, and we're going to introduce, kind of tease out the agency model, which we'll talk about in the next presentation in our series with Shweiki here. So sponsored contests. So sponsored contests are great fun, and these are things that you're really familiar with. It could be any kind of contest. It could be a sweepstakes. It could be a sports contest. It could be a photo or video contest that has a sponsor attached to it. This first example here is from Our State magazine down in North Carolina. And this is a very simple photo contest, a very typical contest that does really well for them. This is a travel contest. It was sponsored by Mountain Community Travel. And as you can see, it generated quite a few photo submissions, wonderful registered users, and some nice revenue overall. So it's a great example of matching up the right advertiser with the right fun thing for the state's readership, our state's readership to do. A great little success. So when we're talking about a sponsored contest, we're talking about a kind of contest that you can bring an advertiser around. Here's a great example, magazine example. This is from Popular Woodworking. They did a workshop makeover giveaway, and this contest was sponsored by both Jet and Bessie. It had, look at this, over 670,000 entries. Talk about database growth and talk about happy advertisers. A great example of creating a contest that clearly resonated with the readership of Popular Woodworking in a huge way, and drove a ton of entries and a lot of success for Popular Woodworking and their sponsors. Example here, this one on the B2B side. This is a Fire Engineering magazine from Penwell. They have a number of publications in the fire space, and this is a fun contest they had. It's a battle of the bands for firehouses. They had over 4,000 registered users, over 3,500 votes. This was a really great success with targeting their niche in a very fun and vibrant way. Great example of a sponsored contest model. Here we've got from Kansas City in the pitch. This is 8 local businesses sponsored this great contest, a makeover fitness contest. Another great example of the variety of different kinds of contests that you can do that will target a niche and attract a sponsor as a whole. These contests can drive very significant revenue. Here's an example. It's from a newspaper, a niche in Wichita, Kansas. Over $100,000 in revenue generated a year. This is going to be the 4th year they've run this contest, but it's a pro football pick'em contest, and they found the right advertisers who are willing to spend on average $10,000 for the football season to sponsor this contest. What you'll notice here about this contest is it's one that runs online, but it also has a significant print component to it. In fact, they got the advertisers involved in the contest itself by making them VIP pickers in the contest itself. So a great way of really tying together both print and online in a sponsored contest with great revenue results. And the opportunities here are endless. You can do a wedding giveaway contest, so any kind of big giveaway, whether it be in a B2B space or whether it be in the B2C space. Everybody loves a big giveaway. And we've seen this work both for individual properties or across an entire group. So particularly if you have, say, a group of bridal magazines or a group of travel magazines. This is an example from Gatehouse Media, a regional newspaper publisher. They have over 100 titles, and they ran a cutest baby contest across all of those titles. It generated north of $300,000 in sponsorship as they push that out to the different properties that they have. They're on track to do over $3 million in sponsorship revenue around contests in 2012. So contests create a big opportunity. So let's take a look at how the steps that you might consider taking to really tap into success around sponsored contests as a magazine. So we've kind of broken out 8 steps that we've learned across our 1,600 contesting partners that we think will set you up for the greatest success overall. And the first thing that you want to do is don't just leave this to chance. When you sign on to do a contest and when you make this a part of your digital strategy, build the right team. So you got to define a contest team, bring them together. Because this team, and it's not a lot of meetings, a lot of heavy work, but it needs to be accountable for your success in contesting. So, there's no one-size-fits-all kind of team, but you want to make sure that you get the right people involved at your publication or publications to drive this kind of success. Some of those people might be your sales manager, your promotions manager if you have one, or somebody who's certainly an expert at running these kinds of promotions. A product manager, or it might be your webmaster, somebody who's the digital lead would be another logical person. It could be somebody from your marketing from your marketing department as well. But get the people around the table when you run contests. You're going to lean on a little bit to execute a plan that's going to be success both from a sales and promotion side and execution side around these contests. Define that team, give them a charge, build a plan around it, and they'll have a lot of fun with this initiative as a whole. Second thing I recommend you do is understand your goals. Understand your goals for each individual contest, but also step back with your contesting team and understand your goals for the year. What are your revenue goals? How much revenue do you want to drive from contests? We've talked about how it can be significant, but let's kind of look at realistically what makes sense. Just grow a specific advertising category. So not only is this something to think about in terms of contests, but think about the kinds of advertisers or the kinds of categories that you have not had as much success with. And let's talk about whether contesting can be the spark that gets the attention of a particular advertiser or advertising category that you've been looking to do better with. We see countless examples of when somebody comes to an advertiser, a publication comes to an advertiser, we're not trying to sell the same old print advertising or banner advertising, but with a promotion idea centered around a contest that's integrated. Suddenly it not only opens up that relationship in terms of revenue around that contest, but opens up revenue on an ongoing basis as a whole. They view you in an entirely different way when you bring an online promotion to them. Be advertising revenue. Do you want to grow your email database? Do you want to grow your social database? Do you want to grow your Facebook likes? These are all the right things to ask yourself before embarking on a contesting initiative as a whole. Think about targeting the right advertisers. For every contest, there's a different set of advertisers that make sense. Sometimes you begin with a contest that you want to run, and you got to think about who are the right advertisers for that contest. Or as I said before, sometimes you might think about, look, we want to target a particular advertiser. Is there a particular contest that would match up well for them? Just quick examples here. If you have an opportunity, as this radio station in Detroit did, KISS, to run a contest to a kind of battle of the bands kind of contest like we saw with the Fire magazine, this would be a great opportunity in this case for Anheuser-Busch and the folks at Budweiser, because this is the kinds of events that they like to associate themselves with. May very well even already be a sponsor of the overall concert. This is a great opportunity for a band, emerging band, and a grassroots perspective in Detroit to get a chance to be in the spotlight, the exact kind of thing that Anheuser-Busch wants to be associated with. One of my favorite contests. This is a fishing contest in Minneapolis. And you can see, who did they got to get to be the sponsors for it? Well, it was sponsored, the main sponsor of is Gander Mountain Sports. What do they sell? They sell fishing equipment. So they're a great example of this, but they might also have other local advertisers who are a good fit around this as well. Think about lining up the audience and the types of engagement you're looking for in your contest with the right advertisers as a whole. Um, just another example. This is a furniture store. And what do they do with a furniture store? They go after one of our most popular kind of contest categories, which are pets. So they turned a pet contest into a furniture contest by this is your pet is your pet, a couch potato. So these are photos of people's pets on couches. We've seen other kinds of examples of ugliest couch contest, photo contest, the kinds of things that are perfect for a furniture store. So it's all about finding the right contest to line up with the right advertisers. Once you figure out who are the advertisers you want to target and what kind of contest you want to put together, we also recommend putting together a plan. Don't leave this as something that you think about from time to time and act on impulse. There's no reason why you can't build out a contest plan just in the same way you develop an editorial calendar for special sections or other things, promotions with your magazine. Put together a contest plan. You want to consider the goals we just talked about and your advertisers' goals. Are there particular advertisers you want to target when you put together your contesting plan? Think about other special events or some of those special editorial or advertorial sections that you run, and is there a contest that aligns with them? But put together that plan and let's put together projections of revenue against it and put yourself in a position where you work yourself backwards so you're getting out there in front of the advertisers months in advance of running your contest so you give your sales team the best possible chance to drive revenue from it. Right sponsorship model. Once you consider a contest, you want to think about what's the right sponsorship model as a whole. And there's a few different approaches you can take. The simplest one is an exclusive sponsor. So if you have a contest, you might find that you have one major advertiser who wants to sponsor the whole thing. They should pay a premium for that because they're going to be the only sponsor. But if it's something that they're motivated around and they're a good fit, that's certainly the simplest model for you to pursue. Model is a category exclusive sponsorship. So we talked a moment ago about a pet contest. Well, if you ran a pet contest, the cutest pet contest, you might think about having one groomer, one vet, one pet store, one kennel as the sponsors for it. And you can certainly think about that analogy when you think of any kind of other contest you might run. If somebody wants to be the category exclusive sponsor of it, they may be particularly motivated to get in before their competition does. And then the final model you could consider, kind of like that Wichita pro football model, is multiple sponsor model with no category exclusivity. So in this case, you're just looking to get as many people who want to buy into the sponsorship packages you have to offer, and you don't worry about category exclusivity. And that's certainly a great model as well, and it gives you the widest variety of options to reach your revenue goals. But thinking about the right sponsorship model for any contest you run is the right approach to take. Number two, we'll talk about how to price these sponsorship models. So when you think about a price a sponsorship model, you want to consider what are you going to put in it? Is it just going to be the contest itself? We would hope not. We'd hope that you'd consider what are the other promotional opportunities that are going to be around the contest. So is it going to include print promotion? Is it going to include banner promotion? Is it going to include email promotion? Is it going to include Facebook or Twitter promotion as a whole? All of those things go into you coming up with the price of that contest when you begin to think about what would be the list value of that promotion as a whole. We just talked about the notion of the different models around contests. So is it going to be an exclusive sponsorship or a semi-exclusive sponsorship? But think about both, is it exclusive, and what's the value of that integrated promotional package as you put this together? And when you think about how much you intend to offer the advertiser, you're able to come up with a model that makes a great deal of sense. Okay, let's move on to number 7, which goes to a little bit of what we were just talking about in terms of how to price it, which is that we believe that each of these sponsorships should be integrated. So when you promote a contest, don't just think about promoting it in print. Just don't think about promoting it off your website, by all means. Take advantage of all of the different platforms that you're investing to develop for your magazine. Magazines are in such a powerful place right now because you have more ways to reach people than ever before. So when you put together your promotion package, think about online banners, think about print, but also think about social media, think about email, think about promoting this on your through text alerts if you have them. Think about your email database. Think about your Facebook page or Twitter. Think about getting that promotion out to all of the channels. By promoting across multiple channels, it will drive both the strongest participation in the contest possible, as well as the most value for your advertisers as a whole. And find about that email database that you're driving. Think about ways to monetize it. It may be that you monetize it through follow-up emails to a contest for a sponsor. It may be that you monetize it by building an email database that allows you to launch a sponsored email. It may be that you have a deals program. And I just wanted to just share this one example of somebody who has a deals program as a great way to understand the value of an email address. This is the Washington Post. It's a client of ours on our deals program. They realized that the fastest way to grow their deals revenue was by growing their email database. They realized that every email that they got as a follower of their deals program was worth $10, $15, $20 or more to them as a whole, and they came up with a number. So they said, how can we grow our overall number of email addresses and grow our profitability? So what they came up with was really a combination of a deal and a contest. They teamed up with Papa John's, and they offered a really great deal. One large free pizza with one topping and free delivery. And the contest was for everybody who claimed a pizza, was they were offered a chance to win pizza for an entire year. The contest really allowed the Washington Post to focus on their goal, which was growing their subscriber list because they wanted to monetize it through deals. Papa John's to meet their promotional goals, which was to get people to try out the new papajohns.com, and in turn allow them to grow their own email list as they drove people to their own website and captured email addresses. And they also just generally wanted to generate a buzz for Papa John's and for the Washington Post. And as you can see, the contest drove tremendous results. 132,000 pizzas were claimed through this contest. 5% of those who claimed a pizza became new subscribers, new email subscribers to the Capital Deal. 25% of those who claimed pizzas did so through something that we call really takes advantage of social media, which is our Social Boost feature, which gives people extra entries for passing along a contest opportunity, and they get an extra entry for every friend or family member who enters the contest after they've promoted it on Facebook or through email or through Twitter. So it was a very viral, very powerful contest. In fact, it was so powerful that Papa John's ended up trending on Twitter. So this is a great case of a win-win-win promotion and a particular win for the Washington Post through building their email database. It was a win for Papa John's because they accomplished what they wanted to, which was driving more people to papajohns.com. It was a win for Washington Post because, as I mentioned, every one of those new email subscribers was worth $10, $15, $20 a year to them. So you can imagine the value of 65,000 plus new subscribers, or rather 75,000 plus new subscribers to their deal program. It really was $1 million opportunity for them because of the value of the email database, and certainly a win for the people of Washington who got a lot of free pizza. So a lot of fun and a great example of how contests can not only drive value for a sponsor, but also can drive long-term value for you as a whole. Once again, we'd encourage you to think about these 8 fundamental steps for success around sponsored contests. These are great ways to drive revenue and to drive conversations with new and existing advertisers as you think about their budgets for 2013. The perfect time to start putting together that promotional their contest plan. We have a program at 2nd Street we call Planet 365, which we'd be happy to talk to you about, and it allows you to kind of step-by-step develop that revenue contesting plan can really power your digital business for yourself and the rest of 2012 and 2013 as a whole. So next time when we get together through this series, we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook contesting. in the agency model, this is an exciting complementary way that you can not only run contests that feature the magazine and that you bring sponsors into, but you can actually go out there and run contests for your advertisers that can run on both their own Facebook pages as well as your own. And we really have seen great success with magazines undertaking this model to drive revenue as a whole. I'd encourage all of you to go take a look at our Second Street Lab. It's at secondstreetlab.com. We offer a lot of best practices around contests and promotions, some of which we've shared here, but frankly it's just scratching the surface on what you can find about this really, really exciting space as a whole. And I'd certainly welcome any of your comments or questions about online contests, the successes that you're finding with it, some of the questions you have about opportunities as you plan for 2013. We've got a great team here that would be happy to answer any questions you have and support your desire to grow this part of your business as a whole, and look forward to hearing from you in the near future. So thanks for spending a little bit of time with us today talking about sponsored contests. We're incredibly passionate about them. Feel free to look at our lab, secondstreetlab.com, or reach out with any questions that you might have at all. And we'll look forward to talking to you very soon about opportunities in the Facebook agency model, that really exciting new complementary revenue opportunity around contesting as well. Thanks so much.